Well, looky there. I have to admit my intimidation factor was very high going into this. So we were able to get all of this done Wednesday. We had this side driven, all the posts in, and then Wednesday we double checked our measurements. We actually probably checked them about 6 times, truth be told, and realized we were kind of overthinking things, and that's easy to do. It's got a 3-ring binder of instructions on it and everything, so we were just too many brains trying to figure out the same thing in too many different fashions is what we ran into. So we were actually good. We did need to move this front corner post right here a little bit, about 2 inches, and that squared us up. And we drove that entire side on the back side there, and then once we got the first bow up, man, it flew from there. We got it all done Wednesday. There's still a lot to do. We need to get the purlins up on the top of it. I think there's 3 or 4 rows of purlins that we need to put up, and I'm going to use the tractor with the forks on the bucket and the pallet, and that way we don't have to keep moving a ladder. We can just get the purlins up there and just start bolting them on there. And then after that, then of course you got to put the boards on the sides. So you put I think 2x6s or 2x10s. I can't remember exactly which ones we're going to use, and I need to go get those. But you put one along the bottom on both sides, and then one so far up, and it's called your hip board, and that's for the roll-up sides on the sides of it. Then of course, again, multiple little tasks that need to be done still after we have to go step by step. We can't jump ahead or do something out of order because we don't want to screw things up anymore and kind of get in that predicament again. But the end walls here on both ends will be the square galvanized tubing, and we'll build and assemble the end walls. And then there's polycarbonate sheets that'll go on the end walls. That's them right there. And there's the galvanized tubing and stuff that'll make up the end walls. And you got a bunch of channels and stuff that need to be attached to it. And then once you get the channels on, the wire right there that you see that's called the wiggle wire, that's actually what holds the plastic in those channels. And so since this is a double wrap, there'll be 2 layers of plastic, one on top of the other. And then when you bring it down to the ends to where the channels are, you have to fold both pieces over, shove them in those channels, and then put that wiggle wire in. And that's pretty tedious. It's probably going to be one of those things that's going to make me cuss a lot. But once we get that done, you know, like I said, there's still multiple little tasks that need to be done. The plastic will be the big event because it'll take a lot of people to do it, and we got to do it on a day when there's very little to no wind, preferably no wind at all, because that plastic is huge and it'll turn into a big sail, and I don't want it going down into the woods and the brush and everything like that and then end up tearing it up. So thankfully, we've got some pretty decent weather coming up. I've got 2 weeks off coming up that I took off for deer season, and I'm going to use, of course, I'm going to hunt, obviously, but I'm going to use as much of that as I can otherwise to get on this thing and try to get as much done as we can. The big goal is hopefully before full-blown winter sets in, we can have this thing done, and then I can get the chickens and the rabbits all moved in here and let them do their magic through the winter and everything. And I'm trying to get some wood chips now, trying to make some contacts to get some wood chips now and everything. And you know, that'll kind of help mitigate some of the mud and everything and kind of get that down on the ground as well. And that'll, you know, even if I have to pull it out of there come spring when we're ready to plant, that's fine. You know, I'll still have all that wood chip left over. I can pile up and compost it. But I got a big compost pile back here. There's 2 more out farther on, out past the house here and everything that we can use for it. But man, I tell you, you'd asked me 2 years ago, I'd have never thought we'd have made it as far as we have so far. So we've definitely, we're achieving what we've set out to do. This is ultimately going to be a grocery store. This is going to be the fresh food section. There's the egg section, there's the chicken section, out there's the pork section, and then we got fruits and vegetables. That's our goal. That's ultimately our goal. I'll try to keep as much content on this thing as we move along. It will not be an instructional video because we're still learning as we're doing this. I got a 3-ring binder, like I said, of the instructions and everything, And you know, we're going step by step as we go, but like I said, there's multiple little tasks that need to be done as we go along. And but I'll keep you guys updated on the progress of this. And you know, so if you've ever thought about it and you ever, you know, plan on doing it, go in with a degree of caution, but don't let the intimidation get you like it did me, because I tell you, I fretted over this thing a lot. I was so worried we was going to get all those ground posts set in and then put the first bow up and it wasn't going to fit for whatever reason, and we were off that much. But we were okay. We're doing good. So we're going to keep building on it, and I'll keep you guys along for the progress of it and everything. In the meantime, get and stay prepared, stay free. God bless y'all.